Hare Krishna everyone. So we are once again back with the ISKCON Calgary Cook Along show. So hope you are enjoying the sunny day today. Are you excited? Well, I am actually. So we actually with us is Mataji from Las Vegas, and she's an author. She has written a number of books. She's doing a lot of cooking show, and she is an extraordinary personality when it comes to food. I'm pretty excited to watch her show. So, Mataji, over to you. If you can actually tell us what you are cooking today and what you are showing to all our viewers.
Yes, sure. Thank you, S.P.S. Sulochana, and welcome to ISKCON Calgary, and also the viewers who are also joining from Food for the Soul page. And this is Sundari Dasi, and today we are going to make a wonderful Sattvic meal. We will start with the Quinoa Burgers and a wonderful mustard dip, and we make also a wonderful tea which is caffeine free, very Ayurvedic, and then we will also make a nice detox lemonade which is going to go with the meal. So before I start, I would really like to introduce the main principles of food, the kind of food that we're going to show to all of you is based on the wonderful teachings of our dear spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. During this time of pandemic, the crisis, everybody is really turning inwards to really find out. It will be very nice to know what this has to explain, and it has teachings not only for the mind and for your external behavior, but it also talks about the kind of food which is very important. So according to the practice of when we say ISKCON Calgary, ISKCON stands for International Society of Krishna Consciousness, the higher consciousness of the soul, trying to identify the process in the self-realization and trying to know the Supreme Lord, the Creator. So we will be now we'll be cooking. This is the book that I am referring, and this book is completely based on the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. And in this, it has a lot of sections, and today I will be doing one recipe from the baking section, and one recipe from the detox, and one of the chakra chutney dips. So let's get started. So first we will go into the baking, so that once the Quinoa burgers are in the oven, we can have a little time for extra question and answer session. Please feel to ask questions either via chat on the meetup, or also we are on Facebook. And as the thing goes in the oven, we can take all the questions. And here, that's the baking. So let's get baking over frying. So this is the recipe that we are making. It's Quinoa burgers. So that will be the first prep. And there are ingredients over here. This is a little smaller measurement, but I'm going to make it a little larger quantity because I have friends who are joining us for this nice prasadam. Prasadam means the remnants of the Lord. Whatever we cook, we first offer it to Krishna. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and the creator. And once we honor, that becomes the remnants of the Lord, which is a blessing for the mind, body, and soul. Remember, we don't eat just for the tongue and the senses. We eat for the entire body and the soul. That's why it's food for the soul. Let's get started. So first, I have the recipe calls for pre-cooked quinoa, which is semi-cooked. So I have cooked my quinoa before, and they are halfway cooked, and they are very grainy because the rest of the cooking, rest of the cooking is going to take into the baking when it goes into the oven. So they are halfway cooked and they're very grainy, and we're going to make a nice blend of vegetables and a little flour to bind it together, and with wonderful Ayurvedic herbs. So hang on there.
So do you prefer organic quinoa, or any quinoa is okay?
So the recipe in the book, of course, all organic ingredients. So recipe calls for tricolor, but due to the prices, I did not go to the grocery and I have just a single color. So that's the one I used. But if anybody has the book, they will see that you have all 3 kinds of quinoa cooked in it. So first I'm going to add, I peeled the small golden potatoes and I'm going to toss them in here. Maybe I should just slice them into half so that they make less noise. There are 2 kinds of recipes. There's also boiling mashed potatoes, but since I'm using the fresh potatoes, I'm just going to squeeze few drops of lemon juice. What it does is, it doesn't let the potatoes, it has a lot of iron, potassium, so it doesn't let it go dark in the process of blending, and it retains its fresh color and flavor. So I added like 5 to 8 drops of lemon juice, and first thing I'm going to first process these, and once it's nice, then we will add the rest of the ingredients. Let's start. And around 60 seconds maybe, and I have my spatula and just nicely just going to get the edges down for a little bit more fine processing of the mashed potatoes. And there it goes once again. So the step 1, potatoes are nicely mashed, and now I'm going to add is, I already washed and peeled the carrots, so we'll add a little extra color. So now when we add these veggies, they will be little coarse. They don't want to be as fine as the potatoes. They need to be a little coarse so that when you are baking, you see all the different colors of all the veggies. So we have some carrots, like about 1.5 cup, and close that, and then the Himalayan pink salt. I'm going to put like about 1 teaspoon. And then I'm going to scrape. I like the most important aspect of what to cook according to Ayurveda is first is how to cook. So it's very important that your spices and your herbs are more fresh and wholesome. You know, unless it's only the thing that is to be bought in powder is to get dry ginger powder and the organic turmeric powder. But if you get like pepper, cumin, and mustard, try to get everything whole. So this is a whole nutmeg that I'm going to use. I like to use the lemon lime zester, and nicely scrapes the fresh aroma of the nutmeg into the mixture. So I'm going to scrape like about 3/4 teaspoon because I have a lot of quinoa.
So Mataji, there is one question. One person is asking like why you are using Himalayan pink salt. Can you use normal table salt?
You can use normal table salt too. It's just that it has a lot of minerals, and the potency of the salt is that the sodium, like the saltiness of this is very mild, whereas the sea salt is a little extra. So if you are using the sea salt, please reduce the amount of salt that you put, because it is little, saltier than the Himalayan salt. So I like this salt because it's mild and it blends very well with the vegetables, not like overlapping onto the taste and the flavors of the grains and herbs and spices. So I prefer that, and sometimes some recipes I use sea salt as well. So be free to use sea salt or the Himalayan pink salt. So I scrape the nutmeg, and then I'm going to crush in like about half a teaspoon of cumin, little fresh. What happens is when you just like crush them on the pestle fresh, and then the aroma is directly infused directly into the recipe, not losing any of its flavor, taste, and the medicinal properties. So we have little cumin in there and a little black or white pepper. I ran out of my white peppers. The recipe in the book calls for the same similar family, the white pepper. And I also have a little crusher. Sometimes I like to use mixed. So this has white, black, red, and green together. And the white pepper really has a good flavor, so we still add a little in here and then make a fine little powder fresh on the pestle. There we go. And there we go. Now, this is the fun part of cooking. The therapy is that you're crushing your fresh herbs and spices. And then you will know the difference of. Okay. Just the table shook my pot off, but everything is fine. So as we are going to keep the vegetables coarse, I crush the peppers. It's about 1.5 teaspoon of the pepper powder, and just adding more color. This will go in the end, just so that they are not completely blend. So let's.
Mataji, another question here, and this is from Padma Bora, and she's asking potatoes boiled or raw potatoes?
This recipe, there are two kinds of recipe. So right now in the live show, I am not using boiled, I am using the fresh. And here we go. And then in this we add, because it's going to be baked and we don't want your burgers to be dry and dehydrated, so we are adding a cup of olive oil. Right? And then I have a spoon. There it is. So I'm adding a little half teaspoon of turmeric powder. It has a nice orange color now, and then goes the sweet peppers. We are just going to be adding color. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So this is ready. And then process it once more, and then in will go the flour and the baking powder. So this is going to be pulse. We don't want it to. That's it. And now I have rice flour. So the potato will bind and the rice will turn the burgers a little crispy on the outer side. So we'll add, this is about 1.5 cups, and I'm going to add 1 1/4 cup and leave the rest as a choice for me after I see the texture of my burger if I needed a little extra flour. I'll explain that in the process of binding. So this is our rice flour, and then we have a little baking powder. like about a teaspoon of baking powder goes in here. Alright, that's it. And just 1 or 2 more pulse, and that's it. This is nice and ready. Let me get the big bowl. Nice and big mixing bowl. And now get ready to work on with your hands. There we go. This is a nice, colorful mixture. The screen went freeze.
Oh.
Is it okay now? Sorry, the screen went freeze. I hope everybody is viewing and everybody is able to see. So you see how the rice is nicely and how the little lemon juice has helped to retain all the nice colors of all the vegetables.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can smell the lemony flavor. It's very lemony.
Not supposed to. It's all for Krishna.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You know, in Jagannath Puri, if you go to Jagannath Puri, the Lord of the Universe, Orissa, so there are this wonderful great priests who have been serving the Lord for ages and years and from generations to generation. Like for example, if one family is, grading coconut for the Lord, it's been like over hundreds and hundreds of years. The family is continuing doing the same thing. God loves a lot of coconuts. So this is my nice veggie mix, and here is my quinoa, and I'm going to add the quinoa in here. This is 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And now make a nice, mix it all together. Alright, so you see like you have red, orange, little potatoes, whites, and yellows from the peppers, and all we are missing is some greens. So I'm going to chop some cilantro. They are all washed and clean. I'm just going to take my hands out from here and just take this cilantro. Yeah, soak your once you get your cilantro, and if you know you want it to last longer, put them in a glass of water and let the stem soak in so that they stay fresh and juicy longer, you know, retaining the flavor. So let's chop our cilantro, adding some greens to the burgers.
So there another question, Mataji. People is again asking, like, quinoa is boiled or raw?
As I mentioned in the previous, like if you go like starting from the beginning to play the video, it is semi-boiled, it is pre-boiled, it is semi-boiled. You don't cook it completely. You cook it halfway through, and halfway is going to be in the oven when they are baking. And the reason you are doing that is when you have the burgers come out of the oven, they are nice and cooked and not mushy, you know. So you're just going to have the right crunchy, like the grain of the quinoa and the rice and the oil and the vegetables blended. So the vegetables make it, bringing it a nice flavor, and the herbs and the potatoes bind, and the rice gives a nice crispy texture. So I think at this point of time, my recipe looks good to me, but I think I can add a little, like about a tablespoon, not all of it, and then I have a little water over here, and I'm going to add just a little water so that the rice has enough liquid. As it bakes into the oven, it goes crispy and then binds everything nicely. And I see they are nice. You see the colors. Okay, and now test before you put them on the tray. Okay, without much effort, I'm able to turn this into a little roll. It did not take much effort, and even when I leave my hands, it doesn't open up. So this is your 1 thumb rule to know that your batter is good for the burgers. Okay, so just making sure the cilantro is all nice and stirred all over nicely, and just okay. That's good. In my hands, yeah, we are used to use our hands, clean hands, and let's get into putting them. I made all my preparations. I have a large baking tray, and I have the parchment, the baking sheet on top of it to avoid any kind of sticking. And let's move this big plate out of the way for this time of the recipe.
Okay, so Mataji, there is another question from Kripa Mataji, and she's asking, can I grill them as well? Like if I want to grill them on a griller?
Or if you want to grill them, add a little more flour and a little more water, and make sure, like, the trick is you have to flip. So when you have to flip, you don't want it to break open. So yeah, so use your tactics. And if you, so this is a gluten-free recipe, but if you want to add a little bit of semolina or a little bit of tapioca flour, yeah. And one more thing, if you are making this on Ekadashi, skip the rice flour and use tapioca, but little less. Use a little less and little extra potato or a sweet potato. Okay, I just kind of feel my rice is, it might need a little water. It's just not my feeling when I am, trying to bind it. I think I'm just going to add just a 1 tablespoon of water, because I don't want them to come out dry. It's not going to come out dry. You have added a cup of olive oil.
Yeah, so this is very nice. So everyone, this is a gluten-free recipe, vegetarian recipe, vegan recipe. And if you substitute rice flour, you can even use it during Ekadashi fasting. Yeah. So this is awesome. Thank you, Mataji.
So those who don't know what is Ekadashi fasting, it's a wonderful day of Lord Vishnu. It has a lot of significance on how it affects on the mind. So here is the size. It's about 1 centimeter thickness, and it's the diameter of this is like about 2 inches. Okay. So I wish to bring this further. Just bear with me. I'm just going to bring it a little closer so that you can see my hands working on to make the proper shape. Ganatesh Prabhu, may I ask your help? I'm grateful to my husband to really working so hard to make this going. Okay. So,
because I will eat it, we'll offer it to Krishna.
Alright, so I think now you can see it. Now you can, I'm just bringing it closer for you guys. All the wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who would later try out the recipe and offer it to Krishna. I think now it's, yeah, that's good. So now you can see, you can put that small kind of, if you can bend a little bit so that they can see
First, you can
So now this is about a tablespoon or a half. And I made a roll. See, it's tight. It doesn't open. And now I press it.
we can see through. We don't have to bend otherwise. The angle is fine.
What's that?
The angle is fine. You don't have to tilt
I
it.
don't have to adjust. Thank you. Thank you for the input. Okay. So there we go. That's 2 of those.
And this is a drawback of having an online cooking show. The crew cannot sample it.
You will sample it when you bake it for Krishna. Post it and let us know how did it come out. And we are very happy to help you if any corrections needed. You know, everybody's on a different level on their journey of releasing your inner chef. You know, so you're on a different level. So keep yourself inspired, and cooking comes along as you practice trying to learn. And most important thing is the consciousness. You know, our dear beloved Srila Prabhupada says you're not eating the food, you're eating the consciousness of the person. So that's why it's very important to be like the physical cleanliness of taking shower and feeling fresh, not feeling lethargic from sleep and tiredness, and the mental hygiene is to remember Krishna or remember in whatever form of the Lord Ram, feeling that connection of the Lord and feeling the gratitude that all this wonderful colors, flavors, grains and herbs is provided by the Lord, and you are creating this wonderful recipe as an offering. And this humble attitude takes us a long way higher, and we become a better person in human and in the world, in the society, and also in the family. So remember, you know, the gratitude is the greatest feeling, and it's the ground for all the good things you want to experience in your life. And if you have gratitude towards the Lord, everything is followed.
Very true, Mataji. Yeah, very true.
And baking, as I'm cooking, this has been my inner passion since a very young age. That I was mesmerized as I was working in the kitchen. That how wonderful the grains and herbs, the colors, you know, the color of the beets, and you know, I do a lot of baking. The kids baking. I've never used any artificial colors and flavors, and I've always used fresh fruit juices and fresh juices of carrot and spinach and all the other like dragon fruit, and I really feel like they are so much a lot more flavorful, and the colors are so vibrant. So the nature that Lord has created has everything for you. So I'm making another tray over here, and then I think my first tray is ready to go into the oven. And I have before I start the show, I put my oven on preheat for 380. So you set, when you're doing in this procedure, set your oven at 350, and then this goes in the oven. You will have the next batch.
So, Mataji, another question. So this is 3 cups of quinoa.
This was 4 cups. Yeah. So the 4 cups of boiled quinoa, but 4.5. With the spoons, I think I put 5. I put 5 of these spoons. Yeah, this is a little extra measurement from the one that is in the book, because I'm cooking for the Lord, but I'm cooking for about 6 people. Alright. Yes. No, I'll just make this. We just have 3 more to go. And I'll set the timer on. And then we will talk about a little bit of wonderful teas which are caffeine free. And we'll talk about why it is good to slowly lower the caffeine intake and then make it nil in order of, good mental and physical hygiene. So this is also done, and I'm going to take a spatula and actually kind of scrape the quinoa from my hands. So no, that's okay. So scrape my quinoa from the hands, and this would I have a little after the second tray comes out. This would give me another 6 burgers. So we put in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 14. Another. So this is going to give you total anytime anywhere about 22 to 24, depending upon the sizes that you're making. And if you want to make it mini, reduce the time of the baking. And if you're making it for a kids party and you want to make them small, because kids are they're good to waste more than they eat. So better you make like the mini sizes, and then we waste less. So this goes in the oven, and now we will set on to the teas, the early morning hot beverages. And please excuse me, I'll just rinse my hands and be back in a minute. No, in 30 seconds afterwards.
Yeah, do let us know if you have any questions. We will ask Mataji, and hope you are enjoying this show.
So now let's get on with the wonderful cinnamon ginger cumin tea. Cinnamon is a wonderful, powerful beverage. It's a wonderful herb. It's very good for I had a paper towel. So let me set the timer. I'm going to set the timer in my oven. I'm going to check it at 20 minutes. So my timer is on, and it'll beep. Check and decide what would be, does it need to come out, or it can stay for another couple of minutes, or do I need to just keep it on broil? So I'll talk about it as I check on it. So that's my quick.
So Mataji, how many minutes in the oven? This is another question.
20 minutes. I set the timer for 20 minutes. So
20 minutes. Okay.
20 minutes, and then at 20 minutes, you want to check. Every oven, convention, non-convention, every oven functions differently. So it's your homework to study how your oven works. So now we're going to add about 3 cups of water, and proceeding with caution. I got this quick fix. I used to have a nice single burner cooktop, and due to this COVID-19, somehow the stores don't have the butane tank available. So I said, oh, let me do this. So it's a little tricky. I have to hold it. There you go. Okay. Alright, so the water is boiling, and the wonderful cinnamon, you see how flaky and nice. There are many different kinds of cinnamon. The one I recommend, which is little thin and light brown in color, and they should be flaky, a little more extra flaky. So this is the best way to identify. And you see how I like crush, and it does crush. But if you have the stick which are very thick and sturdy, my fingers won't do it. So this is the best cinnamon that I would like to recommend as my research and development, doing the food for the soul recipes. So I'm adding like about a teaspoon, which is good amount. Cinnamon is a strong herb. Don't overdo it. It is its nature is pitta, like heating. It's very good to have it in the morning if you have a sluggish morning, runny nose, and feeling what do you call it, little sick or mucousy throat, like people wake up with the dry throat. So that is something very nice to have cinnamon, and the cinnamon is very healing. So we are adding cumin, which is vata nashaka, which means it cures bloating, it cures gas, it cures indigestion, and it has wonderful healing properties, and it is cooling. So what happens is, this is a healing herb and this is a cooling herb. So when we just cook them together, they nullify the after effect of how your body constitution is as per Ayurveda and what effect it can do. So the Ayurveda cooking is all about, you know, like a jigsaw puzzle, where you want to just balance out the energy, the prana, and the effect of the herbs with the constitution of your own body, and that's a big science. And we'll cover up more. Just got a little bit. Okay. And I've added 1 teaspoon, and then ginger, either fresh ginger or ginger powder. We like a strong, dry ginger is stronger. It's called as shunti in India. So I'm just going to add, I would say 2 pinch, and it's nice and boiling. And we can take any questions if you have at this time, as this is boiling, and then we will start making the wonderful, see, you have those mini burgers, and we're not going to use a lot of yeast and flour and bread. We are going to dip it into a wonderful sattvic chutney, or the dip, which is going to be made by the superfoods, which is almonds. So we have like about...
There is one question, Mataji, and this is related to burgers. So Krupa Patel Mataji is asking, these burgers seem so versatile. Have you made anything else with the same recipe, like fried in batter or something like that?
Yes, I have a lot of veggie recipes, no grain and different kinds of burgers. Yes, there are, and then there are also veggie bakes. Yeah, it's actually like, I mean, quinoa is a wonderful seed. It's not a grain, it's a seed, and it has a little aftertaste, and many people don't like it, so you know, they don't opt to really incorporate it into the diet. So I made this burgers, and I have made this in many of the yoga retreats and some of the workshops, and they were a great hit, and everybody loved it, and they actually replaced their so-called soy and you know, whatever the other substitute with this, and they never missed you know, whatever, because everybody is on their journey. Everybody wants to eat healthy, everybody wants to become vegetarian, vegan, but everybody has their own tendency of what flavors they have been used to. So the transition has to be slow, and here we have place for everything. So we want to make it a little tastier, lighter, and it is you know, completely karma free. Not only meat free, it's karma free. So it's, why is it karma free? Because whatever good karma you do, you are definitely bound to get the good effect. You have to. So there's a big science. But when you do a spiritual karma, when I'm making all these things and I'm offering it to Krishna and having everybody honor it, so this is a spiritual karma. It uplifts my whole process of life, birth, into a different level. So this is actually, you know, a karma free, but this, what you're gaining is as a spirituality and love of Godhead. And as I'm talking all this thing, I'm meditating. I'll slowly later take a beautiful feast for the eyes. I have beautiful Radha and Krishna sitting over here, and they are watching me doing all this cooking for their pleasure. So I'm adding a cup of almonds, and then I'll add half a teaspoon salt, because I'm going to add some lemon juice, so you want to reduce the salt. And the main flavor of this is going to be the mustard. So I have 1.5 teaspoon of black mustard, which goes in here. And then I will add about a cup and a half water. Almonds go very creamy. And then I'm going to add, I'm just going to leave a little bit greens when I do the plating for Krishna. I want to make a nice presentation for the Lord's plate, so I'll have saved some for Krishna, and And now in goes like about half a cup of cilantro. And then what we have is little maple. Okay, I don't have a spoon, so I'm just going to try. We're going to add just like about 1 teaspoon, just a little sweetness. And the tea is coming to boil. And we added salt, and we didn't add pepper, white pepper or the black pepper. If you like a little hot, spicy, add 1.5 teaspoon. If you like it mild, use 1 teaspoon. I use 1 teaspoon. That goes in there. Alright, now the fresh lemons. My tea is nicely boiling. And I am a little bit conscious about this to be here. My hands move. So this is nice and boiling, although you cannot see, but it did boil. And it's been boiling for last 3 to 5 minutes. And since I'm having a tricky burner, if you're using a regular burner, it can go on for another 5 minutes. But I'm going to turn this off, and we don't turn this, can stay here. I'm going to wait. No, I can hold it, it's fine. Here. This is how the beautiful colors of cumin and cinnamon. And as I put them into a nice transparent jar, which I'm going to offer in with, and I'm going to place this on a wooden board because it's hot, and move this out of this place. Alright, and this is the chutney, and I added salt and pepper and honey, and then we're adding the lemon. So here is the lemon. Quinoa is cool, and I have a little hot pad here there underneath the chopping board. Okay, so now when you press and roll them, yield off more juice. I like to cut the tips because they're so firm and strong, and in this lemon juice pressing, it doesn't get all of it. So I cut the tips, and it's easier. See, it's easier to squeeze. And if you are using one of those, the citrus juicer where you twist the lemon on it, don't cut the tips. It's if you're using this lemon squeezer. I'm going to add. We like little tangy, and then we're going to add 1 lemon juice. And this goes for blending. So you see the consistency, the almonds, and then the water is a little bit higher, and then the cilantro. So this is the amount of water consistency. And now I'll have this blend. Go there, and then this blends into nice and creamy texture. And now we have made the wonderful Kiwi Detox lemonade. It's grinding. Little more, yeah, go ahead. Let it be creamy. And what we are going to make next . So this is our next recipe, and I'll start speaking after the grinding. Alright, we're making the Kiwi Detox lemonade.
So Madani, you will be showing the final product after everything is done, right?
It's in 20 minutes, yeah. We are at about 10 minutes, yeah. And by the time we make the drink and everything, so here is the cream. And now we will make, can you take this out? Then go in and we make the kiwi drink. So I have I'm gonna just bear with me. I'm just getting my tools, my kitchen weapons, kitchen tools to get it nice started. So we have.
Whichever. The top one doesn't look.
washed and kept it fresh, and all the herbs. Mint is an anti-inflammatory, lot of menthol, lot of cooling. The best thing to have it during the time of entering into the summer. And I'm going to pick from the stems. They are so tender. It goes in here. It's about a cup of mint that I will toss in here. And let's leave the nice tips and the roots to come to have more mint growing to offer it to Krishna. So I'm just getting the big leaves. So the big leaves are really nice and grown, and if they stay there, they're going to dry. So it's better you use them and leave the small leaves so that they grow. So all the large leaves, took them, place it back here, and then we have kiwi fruit, and I'm going to have 3 of this, and I'll cut the tips. And then semi-ripe is good because they will have a little tangy taste, adding flavor, and even ripe is also good. Now I'll peel. I'll just slice them into 3. In goes the kiwi. 1 more, 2 more to go. Let's chop the edges. It's easier to peel. The edges of the kiwi are really firm, so take them out and then peel. Those, cut it into half, and then 1 more kiwi. But all the brown out. Such a beautiful creation. Such a beautiful. I mean, who designs these fruits? You know, who designs this beautiful fruits? You know, he has to be ultimate, supreme beautiful. So this wonderful, beautiful kiwi. Add water, and I would need some more water. Alkaline spring filtered water, and we have 2 lemons to quickly go in. Squeeze the fresh lime. It's important to blend with the lemon juice or the lime juice. So the lemon and lime, they make the body alkaline, and one of the most important factor of being healthy is that your body shouldn't be acidic. Your body should be alkaline, and the more it is alkaline, the less you will be prone to catch sickness, disease, and viruses. And the more your body is acidic with having too much spices, salty meals, and a lot of garam masala and a lot of fried food, your body seems to get more sickness, like more secretion, because there is a lot for the body to shed, either by the process of mucus, either by the process of sweat, either by the process of the way the body throws out the waste. So that's one reason, like having skin problems, is that your liver needs a detox. Your liver needs a little cleanse. It's been overworked. And now we're going to blend. I'm going to make 2 jars. Blend this. Nice and Alright, that's the wonderful fresh puree of kiwi mint, and then I will need some more extra water. Want to touch, would you? I will need a lot. Fill this whole thing with water. I have another wonderful friend who's helping. His name is Eric. He's also helping here. I'm grateful. And now this is overnight soaked chia seeds. The measurements for like 2 cups or for 2 people is there in the book, but I'm making extra. So I soak like about, I have still extra chia seeds over there. I soaked about 2 tablespoons of chia seeds into 5 cups of water, and I whisk it, and they are nice, like they are like nice jelly and sticky in here. And I'm going to dilute this into the detox lemonade. And this is what is really a wonderful thing here. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to dilute this here a little bit. I'm making a little extra. Add this later. Okay. And then I'm adding chia seeds in this too. And now, first, just give it a little stir. Give it a little stir. Now, the magic begins in those. Look at the beautiful color infusing into the detox. We'll add some ice into it. The half goes in here. Oh, I need to check my oven. There we go. Let me just check my oven and then update you on the status.
We also have a temple president Atmanand Prabhu online. So Atmanand Prabhu, you want to say something? You want to add something to this cooking show?
Here we go. We are ready. The 20 minutes were perfect. It's super duper hot. I'm going to set it up and then plate it nicely. So these are the wonderful burgers, and they're hot, but I'm used to hot temperature. Look, they're great. And I'm going to set it up here for a minute. And we have the drink. I'm going to add, and we have some we have some ice in the fridge. We can add it later to the glass. And this is maple syrup. Gives you a lot of magnesium, potassium that you need. And this is a wonderful drink that we start our fasting process that is mentioned in the book. Is with this nice, wonderful chia detox. And now I have the lids. Yeah, I have the lids of these so that I can. And this is something. Let's just do this.
Wow.
There we go. No, there, just. And then we have the tea. So we're going to make a quick offering. So Krishna gets a nice or digestive tea, which is not boiling hot. It's the hot temperature that you need to have. There we go. One for Krishna, one for Radharani, and then the chia seed drink. goes in here. Chill for Krishna. And ice. And goes here. And another ice. Sorry, here it is. And another ice. That's. Bear with me. We can go to now to make the. And I have some microgreens. The microgreens I really like to garnish Krishna's plate with it. And now these are just the right temperature. They go into the plate. It's nice and firm, crispy on the outer. Please take this tray. And then have this beautiful mustard almond chutney. See how nice and creamy the dip for Krishna. It goes in the center. Garnish with some greens. And we're a great fan of salads, so I like to just make a little fresh cucumber spirals for Krishna's beautiful plate. That's it. There we go. This is Krishna's plate. A little lemonade. Nice and chill lemonade. The offering is ready. We'll have a little dried basil, and I'll put the tea on the side for the later. And I'm going to offer this wonderful offering. And if you would like to help bring the screen in. So this is Krishna consciousness. This is the very teaching of how we live and also how we eat in Krishna Bhakti. So you can bring the screen a little closer. We are about to close, and then we offer and then we chant mantras. We might have another session, but we'll continue how we chant. There is the beautiful offering, and you can see Shri Radha and Krishna, and we all can have the feast for the eyes, taking the darshan of beautiful Tribangi Krishna and the eternal concert Srimati Radharani. Hope you all enjoyed making this divine food for the soul, and hope to see you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. I'll request my temple president Atman Prabhu, who is online, to say a few words.
Sure.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances.
Mataji, you are. Thank you for your time and effort to coming online. We really appreciate it, and it seems that you are very you are cooking and you also preaching at the same time, which is very rare, and it was very nice to see it.
Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. You can't stop talking when you are cooking, when you are thinking about Krishna. So it was a wonderful experience for me, and thank you for having me. And maybe we will see you again sometime soon. And all the viewers, if you had more questions, we can still hang in for a couple of minutes. And yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone for watching our show. If you have any question, send it to us, and we will ask Mataji, and we will get back to you. Thank you everyone, and have a very wonderful Sunday afternoon. Stay blessed, stay safe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.